Uncle John. All right. Good morning. Happy birthday, Keiko-san. Happy birthday. Okay. Well, it's good to see you. It's a full house. Except everybody always leave this row for me. So I promise I only need one. So okay, it's good to see you. A lot of new faces today. Hello, Iris, and yeah, Jonathan is here. See Jonathan Jasper. I don't know where he lives. He's in Japan, he's in Las Vegas, he's in Puerto Rico, he's everywhere. But it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And then, well, everybody else, it's good to see you. So we had a wonderful program yesterday, a witnessing activation seminar. And 26 people showed up. So it was really good. I'm excited I'm excited for us to be activated in that way. I'm thinking I don't need my suit today. Is that okay? Yeah. All right, thank you. All right. Okay. All right, also, I need to fix this. All right, so we are ready. Oh, I feel good. Wow. We wear suits. Well, what's happening is that the image of God is increasing, so my suits are tighter. I have a dilemma. Try to decrease is the image of God or to buy new suits. So someone help me out after the service. What I need to do. But okay, all right, that's good. The sermon today is titled "The Danger of Stagnation." All right, so this came to me this morning. So I had a long day yesterday. I went back home. I felt I just want to be with my family. I wanted to watch soccer. So I watched Argentina win. And if you are against Argentina, I'm sorry. Boo. It's like, I hear that all the Brazilians want Argentina to lose. So they are very sad. So if you see a Brazilian, give them a hug afterward. They're having a bad time. You might struggle more in the coming days because they are going all the way. So now you know who I'm rooting for. But the danger of stagnation, right? What is stagnation? Stagnation is a state or period in which something stops growing, developing, or moving and remains unchanged, right? So when we stop growing, that's stagnation. Now, Heavenly Parent does not allow himself to become stagnant or to be stuck. Heavenly Parent is always moving forward. Heavenly Parent is a forward-moving type of being. Does not get stuck. And it is with this kind of heart that Heavenly Parent has conducted the providence of restoration. Right? There's a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns in the providence, but that has never stopped Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, God is always moving forward. All right? So you can study throughout biblical history that God is always moving forward. Right? It's like even from the very beginning, Adam and Eve, they failed, they made a mistake. But right away, God is like, Adam, where are you? Eve, where are you? Let's fix this. Let's move forward. All right, right. You see this over and over. It's like Abraham made a mistake. He couldn't do exactly as God was asking. God says, okay, fine, offer your son. Then Abraham said, okay, fine, I'll do it. Then God said, okay, fine, let's move forward. All right, so God is like that. He's always moving forward. Like Moses died, and he said, Joshua, now take it on. Let's move forward. God does not get stuck. God is not stagnant. And so God always finds a way, how difficult the situation may be. God always finds a way to move forward. That's one thing about God. That's one thing about God. He would always find a way to move forward. I love my God. And if I was in the audience, I would clap for God, but that's fine. God always finds a way to move forward. No matter what the situation may be, God finds a way to move forward. And true parents are the same. True parents have led their lives in a similar way, always moving forward. No matter what the situation may be, true parents are always moving forward. Now, right, thank you. If you're here for the first time, you hear me use true parents. By true parents, I'm referring to our founders, Father and Mother Moon. And so we refer to them honorifically as true parents. But the example that they have shown us is a life that is always moving forward. And I admire that about them. No matter what the situation may be, their mind is always to move forward. All right, Dred. So yesterday, or maybe the day before, I was reading, and Holy Mother Han, our true mother, our founder, is having some legal troubles in Korea, and on July 10th. They concluded the hearing, right, for our trials, and the prosecution is asking for to sentence her to 13 years in prison. And although there is no evidence found that she did anything, basically what they are saying is, you are the leader of this organization. Someone in your organization screwed up. You must be punished for it. That's the reasoning they are going with. But our attitude is not to blame anyone, is not to accuse anyone. Actually, our attitude is moving forward. And so when they ask her to offer a closing statement, you should read it. We send it out in the email. But this is part of what she said. She said, I believe that God is alive. Right? Who says this in their closing statement? And when the prosecution is asking to jail you for 13 years. She said, I believe that God is alive. God will surely fulfill that dream on earth. Members of the second and third generation of our unificationist community who carry out this task are going out into the world as true sons and daughters that attend our heavenly parent. I believe that one family of humankind, the last one was better. One family of humankind. Can we go back?
This is easier.
This is easier. Okay. All right. One family of humankind serving heavenly parents, and in peace is the word. In peace, the word of peace, for which we have yearned. All right, that's better. For which we have yearned. I lost myself a little bit. Just give me a minute. In the word of peace for which we have yearned will surely be realized until my dying day. Wherever I may be, I will continue. All right, please stop messing with that. I will continue advancing towards that goal. Right, so this is a spirit, this is a mindset that as long as she is alive, she will continue moving forward. She is not allowing herself to be stuck or stagnant. She's not dwelling in her difficulties. She's not dwelling in the injustice that she's suffering. Her mind, her spirit, her heart is to move forward. Because that's the Spirit of God. God is a forward-moving type of being. And those who attain Him with a forward-moving type of spirit. So true parents have have demonstrated that. True parents, then, they caution us against stagnation in our own lives of faith. They say, do not become stagnant in your life of faith. They caution us that it's dangerous. Don't do it. Don't allow yourself to become stuck, to become stagnant in your life of faith. Always, like God, find a way to move forward, to take that next step, to not dwell into situations. So, Father Moon says, anything alive has to grow. Stagnation is the beginning of death. Stagnation is the beginning of death. When we dwell on situations for too long, then we begin to die. Because God designed us to move. God designed us to grow. And when we allow ourselves to stagnate, we begin to die. So he said anything alive must grow. We must always seek growth in our life of faith. Stagnation is the beginning of death. Wow, isn't that amazing? It's great. Wow, okay. So, some members here have lived a life of faith, knowing God's will for only 1 year. Others for more than 10 years or half a lifetime. The issue then is whether you have stood still, made progress, or retreated. You need to clearly know where you stand, and then you can go over the next hill. You may have made significant progress in the past, but if you are at a standstill, if you are not progressing today, God's living vitality cannot be with you. And you cannot maintain a loving relationship with God. Wow. So even past glories can be a problem. It's like, oh, we did so well in the past. But how about now? How about today? Right now. God is a God of the present. God is alive today. God is working today. So where are you with God today, right now, is the question. Wow, a lot of us, maybe you may have heard me or somebody else say this. This observation is that every time we ask someone to give a testimony, that's why I don't really like giving people a testimony. They go up and say, back in 19 this and that. Back in 1970 this, back in the 80s. It's all good. It's all good, but where are we today is the question. God is a forwards moving God. God is always moving forward. So Father say, you may have made tremendously positive strides in the past. Moving forward with boundless value, boundless vitality, and the boundless power of love. But if you are now at a standstill, you are already separated from God. If you are now at a standstill, you are separated from God. So the question for us, I really want to invite us in deep reflection and over this point. Where am I? Where am I? Am I living in the past? Or maybe I'm living in the future. But God is here, right here today. God is alive. Am I here today with God? Am I alive in my spirit? Am I alive in my faith today? Because God is not stuck. Then, you need to light up the words. This is our Holy Mother Anne's advice. You need to light up the words. You are the pure water, born for the first time in 6,000 years. Pure water must not become muddy water. In order not to become muddy water, you need to keep on flowing. By flowing, I mean that you need to keep on developing. you need to keep on developing. In this way, you need to not only stay healthy, but also grow in every aspect, including in your hearts and in your faith. So you need to grow in every aspect. You need to keep developing yourself and growing in every aspect. It doesn't matter how long you've been walking the path of faith, 50 years, 60 years, or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you become stagnant and as a pure water who has been purified by the love of God and true parents, if you become stagnant, you become muddy water, and muddy water is no good. Muddy water is no good. So mothers say you need to keep developing. Maybe you're wondering how. I'm going to get into it in a minute here. But let me just get through this. These scriptures just stood out to me, and I couldn't decide which ones to leave out because to me they are too good. They are too good. I spoke about the blessing through the blessing given to fallen humankind. You have been reborn and received new lives thanks to true parents. If the fallen world is a polluted and stale world, blessed families are like fresh, clear water. You are like the water of life. Do you feel that way about your family? All right. So you guys need to talk about it, it seems. Do you feel that way about your family? That we are the pure water. Our family is the water of life. Well, how amazing would that be if we thought and felt that way about our families? That this family is the purifying water of the world. Wow, it's so poetic. I love it. What do you think about that? However, you have responsibilities. Please consider this. Even if you are like clear water, what happens if water remains stagnant? Its quality would deteriorate. Therefore, it must move. It must flow towards the ocean. It must flow. Don't become stagnant. And so now the question, what causes spiritual Anyone? What causes stagnation? Lack of engagement. That's a good one. Thank you, Eugene. Beautiful. What's that? Oh, bed rolling. All right, get out of your bed. Do something. All right. Busyness causes stagnation. I was telling those who came to the witnessing activation seminar that my daughter picked up from somewhere, from me or from my wife or from somewhere. She started saying, "I'm too busy." She's only 2.5. I was saying, "I'm too busy." So we said, oh, Sunja, it's time to go to bed. She said, "I'm too busy." I'm like, hey, no. It's time to go to bed. He said, "I'm too busy." When we suggest something, he said, "Oh, I'm too busy. I can't do it." Now I'm watching myself. Am I saying that? Or is someone saying that? But she thinks she's too busy. But busyness causes stagnation. I know everybody's wondering, am I too busy? Busyness causes stagnation. A life that is filled but does not fulfill causes stagnation. When our lives are so busy with stuff, our schedules are so full, but are we really fulfilling? A life that is filled but does not fulfill causes stagnation. Because then you start going through the routine. You start going through the routine. The most dangerous place for us to be is the same place we were yesterday, doing the same things with the same heart, with the same spirit. Nothing changes. Then it's like, wow, well, we're just going through the motions. We're just going through the motions. But our first blessing, we call the three, we have three great blessings. Right? Our first blessing is be fruitful. Be fruitful. That's our first blessing. Not be busy, but be fruitful. A lot of us confuse these two. We fill our schedules, but the real question of life is, am I fulfilling? Or am I fulfilled? Whoa, that's the next level. That's a deeper level. Am I fulfilled? We're doing so much stuff, but are we really fulfilled? Are we feeling the joy of living? As Jesus said, I have come so that they may have life and have it in abundance. Right? Are we living in that abundance of life, or we are just doing stuff? Then this is Father Moon's advice. It is dangerous to fall into a routine life of faith. Such a life of faith becomes a condition for Satan, who is always busy trying to find reasons to accuse us. So if our life is just a routine, it's Sunday morning, I just do what I do on Sunday morning, and then the week starts, you just do what you have done every week, then you become stagnant in your spirit. And that, Father Moon say, it is dangerous. He cautions us on it. He say, it is dangerous. Don't allow yourself to get into the routine. It is dangerous for you because it becomes a condition for Satan to invade you. Why? Because when you do something as a routine, it loses its value. It loses its meaning. Right, and so we go day after day, then it's a week, it's a year, but then we even forget why we do what we do. Why we do what we do. You know, when I first became the pastor in Indiana, and they had so many traditions, and I began to ask, why do we do this? And then pretty much nobody knew why we do what we do. When did we start? Nobody knew when we started. Everybody has forgotten. But we just do it every week. But it's the same thing. There are some traditions that we got rid of here. I started asking the team here, why do we do this way? Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe some years ago we started doing it this way, and I don't know why we started, but I guess that's what we do. But if we don't even know why we are doing things the way we are doing them, and then how much value can we put in them? It is dangerous to fall into a routine life of faith. All right. It is dangerous to fall into a routine life of faith. So, how to avoid stagnation? I'll finish in a bit here. How to avoid stagnation. I want to give you 2 tips. The tip number 1, live for something greater. To avoid stagnation, you must live for something greater. This is the principle of heaven. The principle of heaven is that the individual lives for the family for the society for the nation for the world for the cosmos, us and the cosmos for God. And then it comes back because God lives for the individual. God lives for you. Wow. If we live this way, then we are ever striving, we are constantly striving for something higher and greater. So I found it in these words. So Holy Mother Anne said, a pure water, it must flow toward the ocean. The ocean is the bigger body of water. We must flow toward the ocean. Live for something greater than yourself. And this is our challenge, I feel, in the Western world. We are too individualistic. Not that there is bad, it is wrong to take care of myself. But for what purpose? But for what purpose? So our attitudes should be that my life, my faith, my hope, my aspiration belong to my family, to my community, to my nation, to the world. But ultimately, that it all belongs to God, that I belong to God. That kind of attitude helps us not fall into the trap of stagnation. If we're ever pulling ourselves towards a higher and higher investment. This is the principle of heaven, to live for a greater good. You know, if my marriage belongs to heavenly parents and true parents, how do I treat it? I treat it differently. If my family belongs to heavenly parents and true parents, how do I treat my family? I treat it completely differently. There has to be more layers than just me. There has to be more layers than just me. Now, the problem with our society, in our Western society, is that there is not so many layers. It's just me. It's just me. There has to be so many layers. Then tip number 2, constantly raise your standards. Constantly raise your standards. We have to raise our standard of life. We have to raise our standard of faith constantly. We have to raise our standard of investment, our standard of love. We must always strive to raise it up. Otherwise, we fall in the trap of stagnation. As time goes on, it is natural for people to lower their standards and only do the bare minimum. People tend to lower their standard. And so this effort, this aspect of hiring our standard is very purposeful and intentional. Because our natural tendency is to lower our standard. And so we must be very intentional about raising our standard. Always raise your standard. I wanted to add a quote here, but I didn't. But Father Moon was saying, someone whose prayer is the same, is always the same, is not living it does not have a living relationship with God. Our standard must always be raised. We must raise our standard. Raise your standard of love. It's like I want to love my wife a lot more today than I loved her yesterday. That kind of standard we should have. Well, that's why Holy Mother Anne's motto is this: I want to be more grateful today than I was yesterday. Then tomorrow, I want to be even more grateful. This is our life motto. We must always raise our standard. So here, we shared these words at the beginning of the year. This is a speech that our Father Moon gave to a training program captains. And they were gathered, they were taking a break, they were meeting with him. He gave them a very long speech. But at the end, here is what he tells them. Pledge to God. Right? Pledge to God in deepest prayer to show him your new standard. Once you go out, try your best to meet that standard. your objective this month is to break your old record. So always set your new standard. Every week we gather here and we have a faith talk. We share something deep. But every week is an opportunity to set a new standard. It's not just routine. It's an opportunity to set a new standard. So what is your standard this week? What is going to be your standard this week? God is calling us to raise our standard. We must raise the standard. We must raise our standard as individuals, raise it as couples, raise it as families. As a church, we must raise our standard. My prayer is that Chicago Family Church will raise its standards and shine so bright that the rest of the nation can see and aspire for something greater. My prayer is that America can raise its standard. This is true parents' prayer. America, raise your standard for the rest of the world to see. Someone must raise the standard. Let us be the one who raise the standard. Always raise your standard. Don't be in the same place today as you were yesterday. That's the worst place to be. So let us not allow ourselves to become stagnant or stuck, to go through the routine of life and just be there. That's not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is joy and greater joy and greater joy and infinite joy. Strive for it. Well, I believe that you have not experienced all the goodness that God wants for you to experience. I believe that for you, but I believe that for me too. I believe that the best is yet to come. For as long as I am alive, there is still a lot more goodness out there for me to experience. And I believe that for you too, that there is still a lot more goodness out there for you to experience, for your family. I believe that. So let us not become stagnant. Let us pursue a higher standard of life, a higher standard of faith, a higher standard of hope, and then a higher standard of love. Let's practice the kind of love that God wants for us to practice. I believe that we have not experienced that to the fullest yet. We may have had glimpses of it, but I believe it's still out there for us to experience. So I want to speak to all of us today to strive for a higher standard. And God will help you. God will help us. God would help us to reach such a high standard because that is His will for us. That is God's wish for each one of us, that we experience the highest standards of all that is out there to experience. The highest standard of love is God's wish for each one of us. So I want for us today to set a new standard. Don't be stagnant. Set a new standard and go for it. Pray with your whole heart and say, Heavenly Parent, this is my standard. Help me. And I'll strive for it. And see what happens. God will help you. But we must determine it in our hearts that I will strive for the highest standards possible. Let us become that kind of people. Let us not be stagnant and it's boring. God did not create us for boring. God created us for exciting, for an exciting life, ever growing, ever joyful, experiencing greater and greater things. Aju? Aju. All right, please join me in prayer. Dearest Heavenly Parents, victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, thank you. Thank you so much for this day, for this opportunity that you gave us to gather here and reflect on how we can raise our standards. Reflect on how we can become the kind of people that you intend for us to be. Heavenly Parents, you have so much in store for each one of us. So I pray that as we go through this new week, that you may grant us the faith to believe that we can attain such high standard. We can experience all the goodness that you have in store for us. That we can experience all the love that you have for us. So I pray that you can use this moment to help us raise our standard. Use this moment, Heavenly Parent, to help us raise the standard of our faith, of our hope, of our determination to move forward, Heavenly Parent. Teach us, Heavenly Parents, how to untangle ourselves. Teach us, Heavenly Parents, how to free ourselves else from past experiences that may be holding us back. Because we want to live in freedom. You created us to live in freedom, free from pain, free from the burden of the past, experiencing life with you today, right now, in the moment, Heavenly Parent. Allow that each of your sons and daughters gathered here may experience such things. Heavenly Parent, please use this moment, use this service to bring us closer and closer to you, to bring us closer and closer to the hearts of our true parents who have been guiding us, raising us up. Help us, Heavenly Parents, become such a people. We will go forward with this kind of heart. We'll go forward, Heavenly Parents, and with this determination to strive for ever higher goals, ever higher level of fulfillment in our lives, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, if there was anything that you had wished to convey to your sons and daughters today that I was not able to convey to them, please have your way. Speak to them. Speak to them in the way that you only know how to speak to them. Guide each of your sons and daughters in the ways that you want for them to go. Allow that as we go through this week, we may experience your blessing, that your presence may be manifest in our lives, in the lives of our family, in the life of this community, Heavenly Parent. But not so that we may enjoy it ourselves, but so that we may have substance to share with this world that is dying of the substance of your love, Heavenly Parent. Grant us the courage that we need. Grant us the faith that we need, so that we may move forward in the way that you hope for us to move forward. Let your blessing be upon each of your sons and daughters here, this community, this nation, especially our true mother. Be with her. Continue to protect her. Strengthen her body, Heavenly Parent, so that she may be able to withstand these hard times. I want to pray these things, offering them to you. On behalf of all of us gathered here in my name, Hebangja, Blood Central family, gratefully attending Holy Mother Aju.